Hey everybody, welcome to another Age of Grogu reaction of One Piece Season 1. And as I said before, if you get the chance to have a look at my previous reactions, I am doing this so I can kind of just follow up and recap on Season 1 right before Season 2 drops in a few weeks' time. And this is going to be episode 4, which is The Pirates Are Coming. It's kind of like part 2 of Usopp's little arc, I guess, and it's kind of cool. I do like the fact that this show has managed to kind of set little 2 arc stories on each of the main characters as we go through it. I'm going to assume season 2 will have a whole pile of other arcs as well for any new characters that get brought into the fold. At least with the hero side of things, the villains kind of tend to kind of drop off and disappear, with the exception of Buggy, who keeps on just popping up all over the place. He's like a bad smell, right? Anyway, that being said, let's check out the re-reaction and any little notes or any other thoughts I have on production, on what I believe is accurate. I'm gonna say I never worked on the production, but I actually love looking at shows like this and trying to figure and formulate how they might have done something, how they might have shot something, where the sets might be, where it might be something CGI or whatever. And in this case, I did find out something between last week's episode and this week, and yesterday's episode drop, I should say, and this week was that I was part right in the sense of the ship. It appears that the ship is in fact built on a massive, great big platform, but it's docked right there in the dock. So they never actually built a physical ship or used a physical ship. They built an actual reproduction of a ship, and that's kind of really cool too. Just seeing all that kind of stuff. So, let's check out episode 4 and do this again on the recap. So we pick up right where we left off, obviously, where Zoro has been dropped down the pit here. I think out of all the 4 episodes, this episode is probably the most darkest, closest to pure outright horror or psychological horror. Mainly because the butler, off the top of my head, I can't remember his name, but there is that pure, absolute kind of like just pure horror aspects about this episode. And I think that was another great aspect about this show. They're able to take and single out a single episode like this and actually give it a full-on horror theme to it. And you get that vibe from this episode. Now this is also cool because we also start getting, if I remember rightly, Zoro's backstory here too, which I think it was this episode. Yeah, okay, wait. Yes, yeah, this is his episode. This is the sword in the mouth and everything. Ah, so good.
Lawyer and now he's threatening to kill. But I'm telling the truth. Clarador is a pirate.
Clarador,
No,
that's
sorry.
his name.
Kuro. His name is Captain Kuro.
Kuro.
Now I know you're lying.
Someone has to stop Kuro. I can't do it by myself. It's okay. We're here to help. Isn't that right?
I don't know who the actor is on this who plays Helmento. Helmento, is it?
Luffy.
I haven't quite got his name down still, even though I've watched it several times. I think the actor is playing Helmento though is very, very well done at playing a bit of a douchebag. He's very good. Yes, Luffy ate the porridge. She couldn't have found a more loud place to actually hide in, right? Banging pipes and stuff.
Now, how much of the soup did he eat?
All of it. So this is, I'm guessing, a real house exterior, but it is so cool. I need to get I need to go to South Africa and check out some of these locations. There's some really cool kind of colonial style houses by the look of it there. The size of this entire interior house set must be humongous because there's so many rooms that they actually travel through, corridors, stuff like that. Plus
But
2
have
stories
you
and
this
levels.
time, right? You've got it all wrong. Luffy is a pirate, sure, but not like Kuro. It's confusing, but
I really love Kobe's kind of just awareness,
There's nothing I can
but
do.
his gut feeling. You could see that the kid who plays the actor there. You can see there's this gut feeling that comes through from his performance, which is really cool. Yep, nice.
What was that?
Again!
That's it. Yes. So yeah, this was the episode we get the flashback then. Another very cool setting. I love the design of the floor piece here. Some of the choreography in this fight stunt work, and I said this before, especially with McKenyu, or at least his character, is so well done. It's just incredible stuff. They really got a very, very close to young-looking actor to match Zoro's older self. That's for sure. I feel like her death was really mysterious. I get the feeling, and I'm just going to wildly throw this out there, that she didn't really die here. Maybe she ends up somewhere down the track in One Piece. That would be interesting. I would like to know more about that, because they do leave her death very mysterious. Again, no spoilers in the comments, but that's my theory, that she may pop up somewhere in the future, which would be a very interesting story arc for Zoro, at least. I love that every single character has a challenge to face, at least in season 1, and to strive above it all, they have to just fight for it, which is really good.
This isn't a story, it's the truth. You gotta listen to me.
Ooh. I like the fact that she's kind of very semi-aware of, the fact that Usopp's stories are just stories, and that she just likes them because she loves the entertainment of the value of his, friendship in that sense. But she is aware that they are just stories, and that's also very telling as well, of the fact that she's very focused, level-headed, understands her place in her society. And I like how the walls break down here when she does learn out the truth. I think it's very powerful. It's a very powerful Usopp story, because, he is telling the truth in this particular case, and he is not lying. He's not, I do love the concept of the design of, like, the security lock on a house like this is very cool. Obviously, if her parents were alive, they designed this in such a way that there was this, the rich people stay safe by just locking down their houses. It's quite obscene actually. It's kind of like but it's very cool too.
My parents built them to keep the pirates out.
Yeah, that's it. They built them to keep the pirates out. Yeah. Again, the use of the split screen stuff is so well done. I hope they keep on continuing that in season 2, because that's so cool.
When did you start getting sick? Was it around the time Kuro started working here? Listen to me.
Emily Rudd is she's such a great actress. I love the fierceness in her eyes. She's so good as Nami. It goes to that whole horror element. I think the psychological thriller horror. I love how the dramatic everything changes. The lighting changes, the atmosphere changes. Obviously, when they close down the doors to the house, you got some great lighting coming in through these little portals and things, as allows you to be trapped inside, but to be able to see out if pirates were coming at you. So many cool things. Even the little flicker of the lights, it's like, okay, the house is on shutdown mode, so it is very cool. And of course the score, the soundtrack, you could get this, suspense there.
Where are we going?
Slats are always cool with horror, dramatic kind of moments too. Light coming through slats in the walls and all that. There's no reason for it, but it looks so awesome. So it's just a great environment to be set. This guy's blades
Are you sure?
are so good.
Maybe there's another way.
This guy's face is so perfect for this character too. This kind of reminds me a little bit of Dark Knight Rises, if you've seen it, where Batman's got to climb out of the giant cylindrical prison where he's kept on the bottom. But it becomes a self-fulfillment of character to be able to achieve getting to the top and getting out of there. I wonder what kind of training these actors had to do, especially if they're so young, what kind of training they had to do to just to get so good. Everything's so cool. Ooh. I love the cutting back and forth between the struggle he fought for here and the struggle that he's going through currently. That he's just not going to give up, because what this story tells us about Zorro's commitment. I love it. This young actress is very good too. And the soundtrack again. Actually, one of my favorite pieces of all the music in this show is Zorro's music. Is the score that goes with him and his character. Again, if you get the chance, it's worth listening to just separately by itself if you haven't already. Just download the soundtrack, and it's so worth it. 4 and a bit hours of wonderful score music, which I love.
Just kill me.
This piece of music right here, love it so much.
What has all our training been for? Let's fight every day. We'll keep getting better and stronger until one of us becomes the greatest.
I love this relationship here. It's very cool. Very sad.
Garp doesn't believe in you. He's using you.
He's not.
I like the semi-truths in all this conversation.
You got something to say?
I love the fact this is blue. Get it out of you, Luffy. Perfect timing.
How did I not see it? How did I not see him?
It's not your fault. He took advantage of you.
I love the fact that Nami's the one who steps up here. And Kai is the one who kind of needs the help from, directly from her. So I am curious whether Kaya does pop up at some time in the future. Again, I don't think she would, because if she's staying behind and everyone leaves the East Blue, that she would not have any connection to that world once they reach the Grand Line. I imagine, and again, I just going off the fact that I think the Grand Line must be a tough route to navigate through, so not anybody could just do it. So that's why I'm curious to see, I'd like to see her character again. I think she's a great character, but I don't know how that character could be included in the future. I actually am curious, up to this point, if any of the fans out there have watched the anime, how much of this framework matches any of the cartoon stuff. I know that the first 2 episodes that I did watch, there was a lot of moments that just looked straight out of the scenes. Do they continue to do that with these particular scenes in the future of the animated story?
She's gone.
So I don't believe she's dead. Even at this moment, I remember getting emotionally involved when I first watched it. It was like it was impactful to see how Zora's character develops from this, and it was a very, very powerful moment in young Zora's life, and developed to who he becomes today.
We made a promise.
But I don't think she's dead. I feel like whatever happened that we don't see on camera means that somehow she pops up later, and I'm curious. I can't wait to see how that story develops if that becomes the case. This piece of music is so good.
Queen Anne and I made a promise. That one of us become the world's greatest swordsman to ever live.
Really love this backstory for Zorro. It's a good one. It's a good story. You see what drives him, which is fantastic. It's such a great use of the character. Backstory, everything.
Start walking, pirate, or die.
Not again.
There.
Haircut. Oh, yes! I forgot about that punch. That was perfect. I am very excited to see how their story goes down the track down the line with these two characters. I don't know if they could ever be truly at odds with one another, and yet I could be wrong. I don't know.
Absolutely nothing! You are pathetic.
So I'm guessing there are times that his knives on his hands are physical things, but you see him interact with things like the pillows and the pillow, the couch, and all the fluff goes everywhere. And there are times, obviously, when he gets close to other actors that they're all CGI. They have to do them the same as Wolverine, I think. There are certain times they have to do cut-off points and then add computer graphic CGI later on. But
consider this payback.
I imagine those would be pretty heavy to carry around as an actor, but at the same time, he's got this really great flow. You have to try to make that sort of thing really lightweight as possible. Clado.
My tea, brush my hair.
He's so good at being like, yeah. I'd like to see the battle with Axan Morgan, how that went down. I don't suppose he had anything to do with the death of her parents at all. So is Zorro's strength just outright pure physical strength by training? Or is he got something special going on there that gives him a bit of extra superhuman strength? Because in the first pilot episode, we saw him carry the safe and everything. And that's not a light object. Or is it just cartoon logic that is actually, stronger than normal and it just looks cool? Ooh. Again, perfect horror episode. They really do manage to get a psychological horror about this, the haunted house kind of vibe and everything, which works really well. Even though it's not haunted. There is an upcoming fight between him and one of the Black Cats that I really like. It's really difficult to fight, I think, in closed doors areas. Sometimes they have to widen the room a little bit if they know there's going to be a fight sequence as a production designer. Sometimes they need to widen the space for a fight sequence. Corridors can sometimes be made wider for fight sequences than they normally would be. And just so that the actors can get their swings and their moves in, especially when they're fighting with weapons. I love this step-up moment for Kaya, too, that she becomes brave in all this. Oh, damn, I forgot about that. Ooh, yes, go for it, Usopp. Oh, ho, ho. Oh. So yeah, you can see how wide this room really is. They give them plenty of room for this fight sequence, but it still feels maintained and controlled and in a very tight space. Again, the extreme camera angles too, just very comic book-like framework, and it's interesting. I'm glad they keep that kind of choice of steep angles, and it feels like a manga kind of book, comic book. Ooh, see that stuff right there, it's so good. I assume there's a bit of wire work involved, especially there. They're on wires where they get pulled up. But it's so good. Oh, a nice interaction cutting between scene and scene too.
These are my friends.
Yep.
You don't get to mess with them.
You'll never get a peaceful night's rest because someone's always waiting to slit your throat.
I love the use of sound. I'm listening to it through my headphones so I can hear the sound of his voice moving around, which is also very cool to hear too.
Every single one of them.
True blood. So does Luffy's skin allow it to heal? I can't remember if his skin heals back because of the rubber. And that any cutting and dicing he gets is just momentarily, or that he gets permanently scarred once he actually. Because I know that he scarred his face before he got rubberized. Oh, took his swords. Yeah, you don't touch that sword. Oh.
No one who does that can ever call themselves a pirate.
I do love Luffy's ambiguous choices of what he sees and how he sees things. Nice. Nice! Ooh. Oh, 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 oh. So I am kind of curious as to how the live action show is going to go. There's obviously bad guys that they will be able to kill and take care of and get them out of their lives that are not as important as other ones. Obviously Buggy's the main one that keeps, I'm going to assume, keep popping up. We get that hint. I don't know if these guys will ever pop up again in later seasons, at least of the live action show. I can't remember if they die or not. It's been, as I said, it's been a year and a half since I watched it last. I think they get captured, but does that mean we're going to see them pop up again in the future? Or could see them pop up again in the future? Ooh. Really, really great. That is camera shot right here. Just the movement, the fight sequences, the choreography. It's so damn good. Look at that. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, you're gone. Headbutt. Nice. Nice.
Where are we gonna go? We don't even have a ship.
You do now? Yeah.
Yes. You do.
I like the fact that he earned this ship the way he said he was going to. And he won the battle against them. Against an army. Yes. Yes. Love it. Love it.
That looks just like your lawyer friend.
I hereby name this ship the Going Merry.
Nice.
We did it!
I think I might do
The
something
production
different.
design around these docks is so cool. Just there's something to look at every camera angle that they turn, and you just get to see so much background that's just makes this place really lived in, which is really cool.
I expect to hear all about the real adventures of Captain Usopp.
They do know I'm the captain, right?
I do love this little feud between Usopp and Luffy, though. The question is, does Luffy remain the captain down the track, or does Usopp take over? So for shots like this, I'm going to assume that the set piece is real. I think they map out the ocean and stuff and the movement with post-production. It's hard to tell sometimes. It's so good, all of it. It just looks so real. So when you can fool the production designer in those shots, that's always a cool thing. This is so cool. This moment feels earned so well. It's so good. Nope, he did escape. I forgot about that. Again, with the introduction of all new characters in season 2, I'm curious as to see how long it takes before any of these characters turn up.
You flushed them out,
Oh,
son.
damn. Nope, he got away.
But the Jolly Roger's supposed to reflect the captain.
I am
And
the
there you
captain.
go.
We are the Strawhead Army. I am Captain Usopp.
Yep.
In
I
every
am
sea
the
they call
captain.
me
Me,
Captain
Captain.
Usopp.
Captain me, Captain Usopp.
Army's loving this.
From now on, it's all gonna be smooth sailing.
Yeah, right. Cool. Oh, this is the moment. I thought it was the end of the season. That's it. Grandpa? Now, so the moment this scene took place, I literally, when I first saw this, I literally was like so shocked that I literally went grandpa at the exact same time that they cut to the other characters saying grandpa, and it was just like, it was one of those moments where it's just like, oh shit, this is just gotten more deeper. For some reason, my memory thought this was like towards the end of the season. It's right now, obviously, episode 4, a good midpoint of a story to kind of throw you on a left ball, left curve kind of thing. And they did it so well. That moment was such an amazing moment that I was like, this point, like episode 4 in, I was in hook, line, and sinker at this point. I could not get enough. I binge watched the entire season straight out when I first watched it, and by this point I just couldn't stop, and it was so good. Anyway, enough of that. The episode itself, yeah, as I said before, I think they did a really good job on this episode and giving you a complete horror vibe. It's good when you can actually take a show and you can actually give you a completely themed genre and take the horror theme or the psychological thriller theme and follow it all the way through. And they did that very well with episode 4. I feel like that the use of the house that they had built for the set, for the production design, was very worth talking about, because it's like they managed to change the setting from the last episode 3, where it was bright and lots of light was coming in, right through to being completely dramatic with horror lighting and that sort of stuff. So it's good when you could actually take a design like that and actually manage to make it several different aspects of look and vibe, just by changing the lighting and by changing some of the production design elements, by adding the outer gates that sealed the house off and all that, as part of the concept. I don't know what this episode looked like in the animated show. I gather it's very similar to what was going on there. Please let me know in comments below how the actual episode played out to the series of episodes that took place in the animated series. I will at some point, when I'm far enough ahead of the Netflix show, might go back and start watching some of the early shows, but I'm always afraid that they're going to allude to something in the future before the episodes happen that don't make me, sometimes a show will allude to something forthcoming before we get to see it in the Netflix show, and I kind of want to see this as it unfolds. So I really want to get a few episodes of this, a few seasons of this show under my belt first before I kind of get further. Since they're shooting up season 3 at this point in time, I'm going to assume season 3 will come out much quicker than season 2 did. It took a while for this show to get picked up for season 2 and 3, but I do know that we're shooting one after the other. So I'm hoping that season 3 comes out sometime next year, but something tells me we still might be a 2-year wait between seasons. So we'll see. Other things of this episode, do we ever see Kaya again at this point? We don't see her in this season. Does she ever become a future story that relates to events of the characters being in the Grand Line at that point? Something tells me probably not, but I do love the character of Kaya and what it means for Usopp. And does he ever return to her at some point in the future? Because it feels like you're kind of going on a bit of a one-way trip when you hit the Grand Line, and you're going to be there for quite a period of time. So do you leave behind everything and not revisit that on the other side? And that also becomes this story for me. I'm excited to see how it works out for Garp and Kobe. You know, are they going? I'm going to assume they're going to follow Luffy into the Grand Line somehow at some point into season 2. But I also, you know, I'm wondering whether, how that's going to happen. I can't wait to see how that happens. Yeah. What else is there going on? I guess at this point we continue into next week's episode where we pick up the new character of Sanji, which I'm also love that backstory. Oh, let's talk about Zoro's backstory here for a second. The backstory again, when I first watched this, I think I was in tears when he picks up the sword at the ceremony at the end there, vowing that he's going to become the greatest swordsman. It was such a powerful moment when I first watched that episode, and it was still pretty powerful rewatching it again. A couple of years later. And again, it holds up. The season, the episode holds up so far as to what I remember it. And then I'm completely down for all these characters and where their journey goes. I feel like I want to know more about their backstory. I want to know more about. I forgot her name. I feel like her parent. Oh, I feel like she didn't die. I feel like there's a possible chance she could be alive, and that would make for a great future story at some point. But again, I don't know. I could be wrong. If there's something going ahead, please don't say. But let me just wait and see. Let's see how that plays out, because it means that there'd still be a fight for who is the greatest swordsman that ever lived, kind of thing. And we know there are a lot of people out there who are much more powerful and stronger than Zoro right now. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that character becomes and develops into what I'm going to truly believe as being the greatest swordsman that will ever live. And I want to see how that plays out. And I don't know if they've played that out somewhere way down the track in the animated show. I imagine that there's got to be levels and skill points that that this character has made and created for himself over the years of the animated story. But what will make him ultimately be the ultimate swordsman of all time? And I truly believe that character is going to be that character. I like that we haven't really, gone back on the Nami story. We've gotten strength of character, of growth of her character in these 2 episodes about what it looks like to be on the other side of where we potentially know she ends up at the end of season 1. I like the fact that they don't kind of dwell on her betrayal, of her eventual betrayal at this point in time. I do like the fact that that she is becoming part of the crew whether she wants to or not, and that she is going to require help when help is going to be needed from her character down the track. And that all showed up, that was all stuff I was seeing as it was, when I first watched it. I saw at this point that she was going to require the help even if she didn't ask for it, and they ultimately go that direction, which was fantastic. All right, guys. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here. If you enjoyed my reaction or re-reaction, I should say, to this episode, please like and subscribe if you have not already. And I'll be doing another set of reactions next weekend, all the way up to season 2. And then I'm going to be sitting with you guys, joining in with the reaction and the time of watching season 2. We're all going to be more or less surprised on how things are going to develop for this live action series of season 2, and how they're going to play it out. And if there is stuff that's come up to date that is different, or they've changed a little bit for the live action show that was completely different from the animated show, at least up to this point in time, let us know in the comments. I'm kind of curious to know if any of these storylines had been greatly diverged or greatly changed, or how, did it work for you? Did it work in the sense of, were these stories meshed together so tight that big plot hole points were missing that you really enjoyed that might have been in the anime show that didn't end up in the live action show to this point in time? It doesn't mean that they won't also go into the future of, with some of these plot points, but it seems like since we're leaving the East Blue, we are going to end up with a whole brand new set of, rules and adventures and stories that won't relate to anything going up till then. Anyway, I'll catch you later, guys. Thanks a lot.